Hi everyone, welcome back to Swing Pass Solo Edition this week. Daniel taking some much deserved vacation. I am Adam Ruffner and I'm here with you today because frankly there's too much AUDL offseason news to get to. Last week we discussed the 6-year historic contract signing by Pavel Giannis to join the Los Angeles Aviators after 5 big seasons spent in Chicago. There is even more big shifts throughout the AUDL landscape. You can go to the AUDL.com as well as follow along with the AUDL on social media to see the latest signings from around the league. But I'm going to discuss 2 teams and 4 big player signings that have been announced in the past few days. First, we're going to start with the DC Breeze. Earlier this week, they announced the gets of Minnesota's 2 leading offensive players, and Andrew Roy and Cole Jurek will be joining the Breeze for the 2023 season. Roy has been Minnesota's team leader in passing the past 2 seasons, and Jurek has been a phenomenal developing X factor for the Wind Chill offense, emerging as a receiver in the beginning parts of his career, but showing more and more adeptness with the disc as a thrower. They slot into a DC Breeze offense that finished 3rd in efficiency just 1 year ago. There is going to be so many tools available for head coach Daryl Stanley going into this new season, and you got to think this provides the Breeze with a little bit more of a spark after coming up shy once again in the 2022 East Division title game to their fiercest rivals from New York, the Empire, who once again completed a buzzer beater to walk off with the win. Breeze showing signs of really addressing the roster. Even though there hasn't really been much of a personnel gap between the 2 teams, DC showing a lot of oomph this offseason by bringing in the caliber of players like Roy and Jurek, who are going to be such good fits within this Breeze system. But the team wasn't done there. They announced just earlier today the re-signing of Joe Merrill, who spent his rookie season with the Breeze in 2021, racked up 39 goals and close to 1,800 receiving yards in his first season in the league. He spent 2022 with the Salt Lake Shred as a captain, having even a better season than the one he had with the Breeze, putting up over 50 goals, almost 3,000 yards receiving as he helped lead the Shred to a West Division championship game appearance. They, of course, lost to Colorado in that matchup, but Merrill has shown his stripes as a true competitor in this league throughout his first 2 seasons, and he rejoins this DC team that is frankly starting to ascend and look like the presumptive number 2 talented team going into this 2023 season. It's kind of crazy to think that the East Division with New York and DC might have the 2 top teams going into next year. Now, Chicago obviously had an irreplaceable loss with the departure of Giannis a week ago, but the team has been steadily re-adding a bunch of its veteran core over the past couple weeks. They announced the return of Ross Barker, their All-Star nominee from this past season, and now they add another All-Star from one of their division rivals, Andrew Sjogren, who has spent the past 4 seasons playing in Detroit. He has emerged over the past 2 years as one of the most reliable first-option receivers for the Mechanix. He has 95 goals and over 7,700 receiving yards in his past 2 seasons of play. But having never won a game in his 4 seasons playing in Detroit, he will be suiting up for a Chicago team looking to energize itself after appearing in the championship game against New York just last August. Now, Chicago has a long way to go to really address the needs that have kind of come over this team with Giannis going to LA. But with the signing of Sjogren and the pairing alongside of Barker, I think that Chicago has already announced itself as having the best 1-2 receiving combo in the Central Division. Minnesota looks like it's going to be their fiercest rival heading into the new year. Minnesota was announced just a few weeks ago as being the host for 2023 championship weekend, so they have that extra carrot on a stick. But the two-time reigning divisional champs from Chicago appear to be going nowhere, and they're going to have a very, very good-looking offensive unit going into 2023. Now, this is just a short episode this week. Daniel will be rejoining next week, and we'll be going even more in depth to, I'm sure, the litany of signings that are likely to come up in the coming days. I know even as I'm recording this, I'm probably missing more news, so I hope you tune in. I will be with my nose to the ground on this. We'll be back with more Swing Pass coming up very soon.